The sequel to this game is a little bit different when it comes to that. I'm just going to bypass that because there's no real information. It's just a long shot coming into this building. And they're talking about his first day and all of this good stuff. Titania is um, the second in command, really. Um, she is very OP at the beginning of the game. She is the most OP character that we have. Um, we also have Oscar and Boyd, both with the green hair over on the right. Oscar, that is on the screen right now, he is a mounted unit on his horse, as well as Titania is. And down to the lower right, we have Mist and Rolf. Rolf is the brother of Boyd and Oscar. So they're just talking about what we're going to do, and Boyd is a character that he can become a very good character to play with, as well as Oscar. But Boyd in particular, his dialogue, you see, he comes off as very cocky. So we're leaving the kids behind, and we're going off on a mission to this little village here. I'm gonna skip through that part because it's just no point to it. Now, this is where Titania and the group are going to discuss weapons. So I'm just going to take a moment. This reiterates the triangle that I talked about. So it says the weapon you use determines who has the upper hand in a fight. She says the axe that she has does well against lances, but not so much against swords. And then Oscar chimes in that his lance is great against swords, but not against axes. And then to complete this triangle, as we discussed earlier, the sword is strong against axes, weak against lances. So it reminds you of that before you start. And for Ike, he just reiterates sword of axes, because the sword is Ike's weapon. So Titania is reminding them that we should visit the locals. So we're going to do a couple of different things here. It's really personal preference. I just want to show you one thing here. We can come to the unit menu. Right now we only have 4 choices. Later we will have many more choices. It gives you just a basic rundown on the stats, and then you can look at more detail as to that character. What we've got here is 2 mounted units. One of the really cool things about mounted units is what they can do that other characters cannot. And you want to be kind of careful about how you move these characters around, because you sometimes get extra moves. So I've moved her to that side of him, and my little battle menu pops up, and it shows that her steel axe is going to do 2 times damage to his iron axe for this bandit. So I'm going to go ahead and let her attack him. Titania, or some people say Titania. I just like Titania better. Very OP. It's hard to use her at the beginning because she is so strong and so powerful, and you want to let your other characters have a chance to get in the game and get some experience, so to speak. Now you can see here Oscar's lance is at a disadvantage here, so I don't have to put in there. I could look and see what one of my other characters, I can't make it there. Boyd can. So let's see what Boyd has. So this is pretty much a level playing field because they have the same weapon. So I'm going to let Boyd go ahead and attack. And he missed. Good deal. And then I'm going to let Oscar visit instead of attacking because I want to show you something. So I'm going to skip through The villagers are happy that they came. We have gotten a steel sword, and I'm going to move him over to here. And that is the nice thing about mounted units, is they get to finish the rest of their movement if you didn't use it all the first time they went around. Now, Ike, as I said before, can't get over there. I don't have a ranged weapon to attack this guy. I'm going to move him here, and I'm going to trade with Oscar. Oscar cannot use a steel sword, but Ike can. And because I can, I'm going to give him a couple of my other things to hold on to. And then I'm going to equip my steel sword because it is stronger than the other ones. And if I wanted to, I could shove. If I still had movements that I could make, or I wanted to get to somebody else, I could shove Boyd out of the way, or whoever out of the way, but I don't need to do that right now. So I'm just going to hit wait. Now, this guy's going to do some talking. He is the so-called boss for this village, and this guy's going to do some damage here. As many times as I've played this game in the past, I have never been able to save that house. I do believe it is designed to not be savable by your characters. Oh, this is good. I'm glad that he attacked Oscar and not Titania, because Oscar needs the XP. And I'll talk about that more here in a minute. So, I have different choices that I can make here. I've got two people I need to take care of. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say attack. Now you can see that, the guy has less HP, and I'm not really worried about this because I know I can kill him with one swipe of my sword, so to speak. And then Ike will turn gray, meaning his movement has been completed. I've got this guy with 1 HP. I'm going to go ahead and attack him and get rid of him. There are perks later that will let them pick up the rest of their movement. I don't have one of them right now. I'm going to come over here and visit and sing Help Our Village. And I get a seraph robe. And as you can see, I only have a couple spaces of movement left, so I'm just going to move over here and I'm going to wait. Now, a neat little trick. Titania, as I said, she's overpowered. I want her in this battle, but I don't necessarily want her to steal all the HP from everybody else, because they need it more than she does at this moment. So I'm going to come in here and I am going to unequip her sword. So basically, while she's waiting, if anybody attacks her, she can't attack back, which leaves those enemies available for the people who need that fighting XP to come after them. So let's see how far Boyd can go. Boyd can come to here. He can't quite get to our enemy fellow. He's got good HP, so we'll just wait for him for now. Ike, we can get him up here. If you notice on the upper left, we were talking earlier about the little menu, does say the plane, basically flat, right? And any terrain advantages or disadvantages based on the terrain that you are battling on. The objective of this is to seize this glowy red spot that the bad guy, Zawana, is standing on. And it says turn 3 that we are currently on. Some battles will say, hey, you need to claim this spot or defeat a boss by turn 12 or whatever. So, just good information to have. And as I said before, it's nice to see, you know, the characters that need it gain some skills. And I'm gonna let Oscar attack him. Sometimes you have to ignore the weapons triangle unless your character is in grave danger, so to speak. Now I can move him over and out of the way. Now, I haven't really decided where I want to move him. I think I'll move him to here right now. He's still got decent XP. And then I'm going to move her over here. Basically, since there's no movement square because of this house, this guy would have to go all the way around the building to get to him, and everybody else has to come across the field to get to him. But right now, like I said, I'm trying to save this so some of these other people can get the XP they need to help me battle better in the future. Alright, he's gonna attack her now. She did take 2 points. Not a big deal. Notice she didn't hit back because no weapon. So she is still engaged in this battle. Ike is low on hit points right now. I'm going to come up and I am going to attack this guy. He's got 8 points. He's in an advantage, hopefully. Oh, and Boyd misses. Swing and a miss. Ike, I normally would not take too far away because he's likely to follow me, but I'm going to come over here and use a vulnerary so Ike doesn't die. You can see it didn't fully heal him, but it did do a pretty decent job. Now, to point out, because I put Titania here, I cannot get to him with Oscar. So Titania, I'm going to go ahead and... How many points did he have? He has 8. I'm going to go ahead and move over here. This guy has 8 points. I'm going to attack, equip my axe, and I'm just going to take this guy out. Ooh, wow, that's rare. Titania rarely misses. The person has to be very fast usually for her to miss. And I have now acquired his sword. So I've got this guy, nobody over there, right? And I've checked in these buildings. I've just got this guy left. And I'm going to take a chance that Oscar can take him out. Even though I'm at the disadvantage, he has low XP. And we did take him out. So go Oscar. So I'm going to bring Oscar over here so he is closer to the rest of the team. That gentleman there will not move off of that space. So it's going to seem kind of silly. How many points? He doesn't have a lot of points. And what is this? He's got an iron axe. And that's the only weapon he has. So I can safely put Ike here. Don't want to risk killing him just yet. I'm gonna use Oscar because I can finish his movement and get out of the way. Some other options you probably saw come up on the menu that when I need to use them, I'll kind of explain them a little bit more. So he's given our Oscar a good hit over here, and he is out of the way. We're down to 22. Gonna go up to Titania. Gonna let her have a hit or two. See, she's fast. And so I've gone ahead. I could have used Boyd to do that, but I didn't. Move out of the way. And in order to clear the map, I need to put Ike here. So Boyd, I can just go ahead and say wait. And now I can take Ike here. It gives me C's and clear map. And I am done with that particular round. We're going to have some dialogue. like when you start out, he has a what's praising him at? He has a little bit of an inferiority complex, I think, as far as his abilities and his skill, and everyone's, kind of telling him, "Hey, you're good. You can do this. You're with the group and everything else."